Sounds good.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Yard Sale Artist Studios for another episode of More Yard Sale, Not So Much Art. I'm your host, Jarrod Albrecht, the Yard Sale Artist, and joining me today is my brother, Jason, the Weasel Skull Albrecht. Welcome back to the show, Jason. Doing his own weasel noises.
Yep. I'm here to entertain.
So,
Are you not entertained?
we've got my yard sale scores for this week. I think we may be joined by Rick Heineken and perhaps Pop In Pat today.
Ooh.
So we're going to see what yard sale scores for the week I have got, and we'll get Jason's thoughts on it.
Oh, I've been thinking about all morning.
Long.
What has he picked up?
I have a nice spread of the yard sale items over here. I'm going to see if I can't change the layout. There we go. That way the folks.
Ooh, I see a little teaser. I see some teasers there.
Teasers.
Okay.
Over here. I tell you what, we'll start with this one. This I saw from afar, and I was like, "What is that?"
That was my question too. I'm going to guess. Let me take a look. Looks like it has something to do with skateboarding. Maybe inline skates?
Oh, you are so good. Yes, this is an inline skates carrying case with a pair of inline skates. Very 90s. This guy took good care of his stuff. Size 9 Blade Runners.
That's right. Okay, so is your insurance paid up? Are you?
I was laughing because Jordan's a size 9, and I said, "Jordan, you're a size 9," and the guy who was selling was like, "Hey, disclaimer: I'm not responsible if he busts his ass." But like, he's got the case, he's got the pads.
Oh, okay.
Case.
Nice. Are those wrist pads or are those knee pads? What are those?
No, it's a good. These are wrist pads. Now that I look at them. Wrist pads.
Yep, because that's what you'll break, man. You'll break your wrist.
So there, that is the first thing I know. I looked at it from across the guy's yard. I said, "What is that?" He said, inline skates. And anyway, with this good a condition and stuff, once Jordan's done fooling with them, I'll probably sell them and make a little coin off of it.
Did you say how much you bought them for?
I didn't. I paid $5.
I was gonna guess $5. All right.
$5 for the inline skate set. So there's that. All right.
You should do this like The Price is Right. Like have like the contestants like.
Well, Delvin would definitely win. Delvin would definitely win.
Maybe you'll take me to Japan.
You never can tell.
Yeah.
Same yard sale. I picked up a VHS tape, which I don't normally do.
Old school.
But I picked up a VHS tape.
Quick draw. All right.
Quick draw McGraw cartoons. And I saw, and I always check when I see these at yard sales, because especially with vintage cartoons, because some vintage cartoons have never really made the jump to DVD. And there are cartoon collectors out there who want their dang cartoons. So VHS is still viable in that market.
Okay.
And so I looked this one up, and it sells for about $5 to $10. Okay. And, I got it for like
quarter.
Yep.
Look at me. I'm going to Japan.
So there's that one. Same yard sale. These are interesting. I like these. I got this book set.
All right. What we got here?
There's 5 books in the set. These are from 1961.
I've found several of those out and about as well. I really enjoy those. Kind of those old folk tale-y kid stories.
That's right. I want to welcome Del Regard to the chat, or just Lloyd. We just call him Lloyd. Welcome Lloyd to the chat, and War Van Eagle to the chat. Both have just joined in to comment about these books, and it looks like our friend Rick Heineken is joining us.
Oh, there he is.
I'll tell you what.
We can touch the Heine.
There's the man.
There he is.
What's up?
Welcome back to the Yard Sale Artist Headquarters, Rick.
I would have been here sooner, but I was doing what you tasked me to do last time.
Which was go yard sailing?
Yes.
Good work. We'll do a quick recap for Rick now that he's back, and for Lloyd and War Van Eagle in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Got a nice pair of size 9 inline skates, well taken care of in a bag.
Still can't fit my feet.
Yeah, they're more my son's size. And they're so well taken care of, they probably will resell pretty well. It's got little wrist pads in the pocket and everything. It's kind of a cool case. So we did that. We did the Quick Draw McGraw VHS because it still sells for about $5 to $10 because I think these cartoons are relatively hard to find.
Yeah.
And then we were on these books from 1961, which War Van Eagle says, I remember those actual books.
What are they? I can't read the title.
All right. They are from the children's classics. They're hardbound, 1961. I've got Arabian Nights.
Good one.
King Arthur.
Yes, of course.
Robin Hood.
Oh, good.
This one, what does that say? Anderson's Fairy Tales. Yep, Anderson's Fairy Tales. And Treasure Island.
Classics.
Yep, 1961 versions.
That goes on the kids' shelf, and then they've read the classics.
Does the Anderson one include the Grand Budapest Hotel?
Probably.
Oh, different Anderson.
Different Anderson.
Different Anderson. I saw where you're going there. But by the way, hey, Jason.
Hi, not Jeff.
Jason.
So yeah, let me know when you want me. I can show you the small amount of stuff that I got this morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll do a few more, and then we'll switch to you and switch back to the varieties thing. All right, I gotta get my cord going today because I got a whole bunch of stuff spread out. Let's do some paperback books.
Okay.
I'll do paperback books here.
Paperback writer.
Paperbacks. All right, paperback books. Yeah.
Got one or two there, yeah.
All these scored for a quarter.
Quarter.
All right, so we got Star Trek: The Next Generation Q Squared.
Oh, I got that one signed by Peter David at a convention you and I went to one time.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I noticed it was by Peter David, so I thought that was kind of cool. Since I'm standing, I'm going to move that up a little more. There we go. Now you can see the back of my overhead camera from when I'm drawing. We've got Star Trek: The Next Generation Relics.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Quarter. Star Trek Spectre by William Shatner himself.
The Shatner.
The Shat.
Good.
He shat all over that one.
He actually writes some pretty good Star Trek stuff.
Very cool. We've got the Q Continuum called Q Strike from Next Generation.
Nice.
That was book 3. This is book 1. This one's called Q Space. Unfortunately, book 2 wasn't in there. So you just have to fill in the blanks for yourself when you go from 1 to 3.
I believe it included Q.
Probably.
Q Square.
We've got Star Wars, I'm sorry, Republic Commando, Hard Contact. In the Star Wars vein, we have Legacy of the Force Sacrifice.
Very cool.
So,
nice.
Here's the novelization of Attack of the Clones, which strangely enough sells pretty well.
Okay.
I looked it up. It was getting like $8 or $10. Okay.
All right.
The Courtship of Princess Leia.
I read that one. That's pretty good.
Nice.
And sci-fi it for just a bit more. This one's pretty cool. This one sells pretty well. I looked this one up. Babylon 5 novelization.
Never got into Babylon 5.
I started dabbling in it because I was doing that podcast with Van Plexico where we would watch some Babylon 5, which I had never seen, and then he would watch some Quantum Leap, which he had never seen, and we just started talking about reigniting that show because we kind of got away from it for a little while. Another paperback on a larger scale, Enterprise: The Expanse. Looks kind of cool.
I like that cover. It's good art.
Paperback, The Strain, which I really enjoyed the TV series.
I've got that. Hang on a second. I have one of those books. I know I do, but I don't think it's that one.
I know Julie read that one. Yeah.
Johanna's a huge fan. So one Christmas I got her this in the hardback signed by Guillermo del Toro because she's a big fan.
Yeah.
So that's in her prize collection. Very cool. Very cool. Lloyd's quick feedback. We got Lloyd saying 7 for the Star Trek books, 8 for the Star Wars. War Van Eagle says, I'd buy that for $1 in the RoboCop commercial voice. Very funny.
Very nice.
I'm going to
STS
down again.
STS 1000.
Stephen King's The Stand. Can't go wrong.
Nope.
Nice. No.
Classic.
A couple of hardbacks. Star Trek, another Shatner. The Preserver.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
As you can see, I went to my library book sale and cleaned up. This one sells pretty good too. This is
Terry Brooks. Yeah.
Terry Brooks, sort of Shannara trilogy 25th anniversary edition. So I think you get like the first 3 or whatever 3. The trilogy.
I've flipped some of those on eBay before.
Yeah, I'll probably flip that as well. So I think that's about it for the books. After that, it's some CDs, DVDs, a couple of toys, and some bric-a-brac. You wanna share something that you got?
I do. CDs nuts and DVDs nuts.
There,
please continue.
There we go. That's all we need.
So yeah, for
can I make him? I'm trying to make you the big and me the small, but it's not letting me.
I don't need to be that big.
It's your ego.
Yeah. No, I haven't been to an estate sale. I don't usually do this. And since there's not that many going on around here right now, there was a big line. They were letting people in slowly as it went through. So by the time I got in there, I only had just a little bit of time.
Okay.
And so went through there, picked up some stuff, but walking through the shed area or the craft room, I saw something for myself because you got to have yourself a chainsaw.
Oh, a Ryobi too, yeah.
Tiny little chainsaw. I'm like, I have Ryobi stuff, so I'm like, yeah, I'll take that.
That's freaking sweet, dude.
$18.
$18 chainsaw,
yeah.
Electric or gas? Electric.
Yep. I'm gonna ask you the same.
And I got an extra battery too. So
nice.
Ask you the same question that I asked Jarrod. How's your insurance? All paid up? Or?
There's a guard on it.
Okay, good.
No, so that's for my own little purchase there. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I've got a chainsaw.
Dude, that's dope. Burner account has joined the show. Welcome, Burner. He's an Auburn guy, so he's digging my shirt today.
Well, I can. You know what? Let me go ahead and do this. Let me play off of your Star Wars and Star Trek because I picked up. There's a lot of stuff there. I only had a little bit of time, so I kind of burned through it really quickly. I got these both for $2 each, which I know it's not probably your level of standard, but I think if I get on this eBay kick, I can probably resell this. So I've got for $2 the Star Trek motion picture trilogy.
Oh no, that's dope for $2. Heck yeah, sir.
Yeah.
What's the trilogy? Is like 1, 2, and 3?
This is going to be Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, and Star Trek Home. So 2, 3, and 4.
2, 3, and 4. Interesting.
A lot of people say that is kind of a true trilogy. It's
it's a great series. It's a great series.
So I mean, the first one, okay, but then those 3 just really play right off each other. So
very cool.
Thought that was good. And then for $2, the Star Wars trilogy.
Oh, heck yeah. You can't go wrong with that.
It's widescreen. It's a digitally mastered one. I don't think that this is the remastered one. So this is the widescreen limited. No.
Look at
this is the same one I have. This is the same one I have. Yeah.
The same one I have. This should have the originals.
Yeah. This is the good one. This is
that's the good one. You did good for $2. Hell yeah,
$2.
man.
So there
Lloyd
you go. I got
an 8. Lloyd gave your chainsaw a 7, and he gave your Star Trek a 6, and he gave your Star Wars an 8.
So there you go. I got a couple more things, but we can flip back through.
All right,
that's a nice little.
Heck yeah.
Those ones.
Heck yeah. Let me pick that up. Let's see. That will lead me into this. Since we're talking sci-fi and DVD, again, I paid a little more than usual, but I hadn't seen all this, so I kind of wanted it. I got the full Battlestar from what is that, early 2000s?
Yeah.
I got all that for 10. A little
Not
more
bad.
than I'd like to pay, but I mean that's a heck of a lot of entertainment for $10.
Yeah, that's $10 well spent. That's $10.
We all know I'm going to turn around and sell that on eBay and probably profit, and then I'll also still have it on my digital server.
So you know that I've had like nice little piece of paper that I've been holding up. Well, I've tasked my daughter with helping me create something a little bit better.
Okay,
so that's the 2000 Battlestar. Not my favorite, but I'll go ahead and give that about a 6.
All right. She's been making some high quality cards.
And right. notice the faces too. Watch the faces as we go through.
Okay. Very cool. I like that. All right, so I got all the Battlestar DVD. So that's gonna take me a while to put on my Plex server, but hey,
you got nothing but time.
Nothing but time.
Nothing but time.
All right. Let's do some CDs. Go ahead.
CDs nuts.
There you go.
Okay.
Where?
I am a sucker for movie soundtracks and scores. I can't pass them up. And
that's Mission Impossible.
These were a quarter.
I recognize
nice.
that fine head of hair.
That silhouette. The never aging silhouette.
Mm-hmm. Unicorn blood.
Unicorn blood. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
25 cents for that soundtrack. 25 cents for In the Line of Fire soundtrack.
Okay.
Which, by the way, as I was ripping it, I realized the music was done by it'll come to me Ennio Morricone, the same guy that did like a lot of his westerns.
Oh yeah.
Came back to do that. I didn't realize that when I saw the movie. I was like, that's pretty cool. Maverick soundtrack.
I like that movie. I like that movie.
That's my wife and I's first date.
Oh.
And Robin Hood Prince of Thieves soundtrack.
Good. Another good movie.
I gotta tell you, it doesn't hold up. It doesn't hold up. I watched it recently, and I'm just like, oh,
what, the Robin Hood movie?
Yeah, it doesn't hold up as well. I have good feelings for it from back in the day, but just watching with like modern eyes, I'm like, wow, not so good anymore.
Anything that has Morgan Freeman in it is good, man.
I know, but it's got Morgan Freeman. It's got Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got an amazing cast. It's just, Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner's really the weak link in the movie.
Yeah. I'd agree with.
This is another first date, but that was with a different girl. But this was just with my wife.
Woo! Don't get those confused.
This was in middle school. It's just a girl, like one of my very first dates. Hey, let's see. Let's do a little, since we got that size going, just a little computer software. All right. I have to open it up so that you can see it because it's got that important do not discard thing on it. But Jason's going to want this computer game. It's B-17 Flying Fortress.
Oh, that looks cool.
Is it still relevant? Is it old software?
It's old software. This is going to be for those collectors, those folks that like the older games. This is, if I had to guess, I'm going to say late 90s, and looking at the disc, it is 2000. It's 2000. Okay. And in that same vein, Clue, Murder at Body Mansion.
Okay.
Also probably of that era, 1998. Yep. And then check this one out. Still sealed. We have 200 and plus iMac and Power PC games.
How much do you pay for that?
Quarter.
Okay.
$19.99. Over 200 games of shareware and public domain games, all in one location.
Kit, does that sell?
I'll get back to you.
We're gonna find out.
I'll get back. You'd be amazed at some of these computer game stuff that does, though. Some of these oddball computer games, they certainly do. Oh, let's see. I'll grab one more thing and then we'll go see what else Rick's got. Jason and I grew up in Germany, so I found an actual German.
Oh, nice.
Bierstein.
Work on that one. I want to see some of that.
What city? What city is it from?
Let's see. It says, it says, Ja, so waren die alten Ritters Lut. Not sure what that translates to, but that's right there.
Let's see. Yeah, so this was the old, I don't know what loot means, but Ritter is knight.
Yeah. That is.
Isn't that cool though?
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
I don't know if I'd sell that one. That might not make it out of my house.
Yeah. Johanna and I actually do it because she also grew up in Germany. We do have sort of a collection of Steins, and we were talking about this one, and we think we're going to sell this one just because we have so many other ones. We may move that one along.
Which kind of reminds me, I might interject into the show. If you give me a second, I'll show you something I found. I found it probably a year or so ago at a yard sale, but I think you might appreciate this.
Yeah. Go get that. So I want to welcome Genome to the chat while Jason's doing that. We've got a lot of stuff we've covered.
He's asking if he missed the Prodigy and AOL free trial discs.
I can't wait to see what I did check the bottom for the maker's mark, Lloyd. It definitely says it was made in Germany. And then it does have the little stamp in it, but it's kind of hard to make out. I could definitely see Germany, and then the little maker's mark stamp just kind of looks like an F or maybe a P. It's really hard because they didn't do the world's best stamp on that one. But definitely cool. Let's go screen for Jason.
Okay. So I found this. Actually, I found this at a thrift shop. And I paid like $1 for it. And it's not a Stein, but it's a plate.
Oh.
It's a hand-carved wooden plate with the city shields. And if you notice, I'm going to rotate to the top. Which one, Jarrod?
Fulda. That's where we live.
Mm-hmm. So I had to pick that up. I thought you'd appreciate that.
Very cool. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to pass on that. That's where Jason and
Genome is right. That plate is gorgeous.
That is a really cool plate.
Yeah, it's beautifully made too. It's like etched wood. It's very, very lovely.
It is cool. I'm just checking something here.
For the moment, we'll just all sit here and admire Weasel Skull.
Do that.
He's what everybody else is doing.
Look at that.
All right, sorry. There you go.
I was going to give that one.
There it is.
That plate gets a 10.
That plate does get a 10. That's really cool. So you got something you want to throw in at this time?
Sure.
Let me get you the big screen.
I picked up one more DVD, and this one is entirely for you guys here. It's another $2 one. All the DVDs are $2. But Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, good.
It's Dress to Kill and Terror by Night.
Excellent. Nice. Yes, I've seen both of those. Can't go wrong with some Basil Rathbone, Nigel Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
So yeah, I saw that. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. And maybe I'll sit down and watch that. And then I can have a discussion with you guys.
Yes. It's on my list of things to watch this weekend, Rick.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
I'm thinking Sunday is the day.
All right.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh, get excited. Everybody get excited.
I'm always excited. Always excited.
My heart's aflutter.
I have the StarTAC 3000 Motorola phone right here, people. Still in its box. The original StarTAC Motorola. So,
well, that's nice.
With the tin and everything.
Well, that's nice, but it's not a jitterbug.
It's not. It's not a jitterbug. It's got all of its accoutrement, its charger, and all that stuff. And a funny story about this one is I looked at it at the guy's yard sale. He had it for $1. And I saw it and I was like, and I went back to the car and I was like, I wonder if anybody's collecting old phones. So I went on eBay and I looked and this will go anywhere from, I've seen it as low as 10, as high as $40. Okay. So I'm like, okay, $1 risk to find out kind of how well that'll do. No problem. And so I went to buy it from the guy and he was like, listen, like he was like real solemn. He was like, listen, man, that's a really old phone. I don't know if it's going to work these days. Like, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for your honesty and your candor.
But in all honesty, I've sold some stuff on eBay, like because folks out in Hollywood, like production studios and stuff, are always looking for things like that.
Yeah, I figured, thinking either a collector or somebody who's doing a period piece, like you said, or a drug dealer might want that. So
yeah, it's a burner.
There's a Venn diagram that's there. We're looking for that sweet middle.
When I see that high-end sale, when it's like the $40 sale on eBay, that's that guy. He's like, I work in Hollywood. I need props. Also, I'm a drug dealer.
And I'm a collector.
Yes, I forgot that part. Okay, I got DVDs and I got some toys. Which ones you guys want to do first?
Weasel.
Let's break it up. Let's mix it up with some toys.
Okay, toys it is.
What is this now? What is this?
Okay. So
smells like Legos.
All right, there's a transformer. This is I got to figure out how to transform him, but he's basically an osprey.
Go get your son.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to give it to Jordan. This one had already almost been transformed. He's some sort of a troop transport type of vehicle.
Where's Delvin when you need him?
Exactly. I need Delvin here.
They are newer generation.
Generation. Yep,
yeah.
They are. I got those two. This one that's more for kids because it's like a bumblebee that pops into the shape of Bumblebee. I don't want to break it, but
that's movie Bumblebee right there.
Yeah.
And they tossed in battle damaged Batman, which I think is freaking sweet.
Ooh,
that is
nice.
I think I got all that for $2. So I'm like,
and it makes sense he doesn't have his cape because he's battle damaged.
I love that. He's probably going to stay with me. But what I usually do when I get these on the cheap, a couple bucks, is I put them in like a bucket. Mm-hmm. And then once the bucket's full, then I just do a big Transformers lot on eBay, and it sells pretty well. I moved those over here using a book I picked up at the library sale. I don't know if anybody's a Cowboys fan.
I am not.
Nope.
I don't know. I figured I'd see how well it sells. If it doesn't sell, my friend Grant Potts is a great Cowboys fan, so I'll just give it to him. I'll be like, Merry Christmas. I'll wrap it up real pretty like.
Hey, Jason, we've got a question. Mm-hmm. Jeff and Wheeze, do y'all have a YouTube channels?
I do not, man. I'm too old to be having YouTube channels and everything. I leave all that to my brother here.
I think we do need to have our own show, though. The Jeff and Wheeze.
I'd watch Jeff and Wheeze.
Jeff and Wheezy.
Moving on up. I tell you who's not a Cowboys fan.
All right. What's the 3 number look like, Jeff?
Yeah.
It's not Jeff.
Sorry, not Jeff. Yeah.
Sadness.
Yeah, it was at the library book sale. Our library is doing this big sale right now where everything in the sale section, which is already pretty cheap, is 50% off. So that's what we're about to get into with this massive stack of DVDs. Do we need to take a Rick break? What do you got, Rick?
I got one more thing here. They didn't have much in the way of comics there, but there were a couple that were there. But I decided to pick this one up. Again, this is it's a couple bucks.
Oh,
but it's Gold Key.
I love those. Yeah.
Arson of the Apes. Nice. I have no clue what value on this is. It's beat up it's just beat up. It's well loved. But I was like, Tarzan of the Apes Gold Key.
Yes.
Yeah. Pick it up, man. Pick it up. Yeah.
I would have gone. If you don't have to reveal if you don't want to, but I would have gone. I'm a big Tarzan fan, so I would have probably gone as high as maybe $3 for that.
Yeah, I paid a little bit more than that.
Okay, that's fair.
But it was $5. So
you're paying those Oregon prices, though.
Yeah,
I got them.
Like I said, it was an estate sale, and there was a lot of stuff there.
That's great, dude. That's
I'll tell you too. Like comics are hard, especially at a estate sale, because people always think their comics are worth more than they're actually worth. You know what I mean?
100%. Yes, everybody thinks all comics are super valuable. In fact, I am. You guys watch Pawn Stars ever? And they get something in, and then Rick calls an expert. Right, and the expert comes in. I am the comic expert for my local Christian mission. If they get comics, which is rare, about once a year, every other year, I get a call, and I come in and I have to break their heart every time because I'm just like, this is a bunch of '90s stuff.
I mean, I know what you mean, because I've had friends too, like, hey, can you look at my comic collection? Because I think I got something here. And you look through it and it's like, and then the other thing too is people, they just like, they'll look on eBay and they'll say, well, this person's selling this one for $50. And I was like, well, they're asking for $50.
For 50.
What are they actually sold for, right? And then plus, it's like the condition is one of the most important pieces to it. So, yeah, this book may be worth $50 in mint condition, but in the condition that you have it in, it's worth $5. You know, and that always breaks your heart.
I mostly picked this up. I was like, that's a lot of money for this. But I was like, you know what? This is a conversation piece.
It's wonderful.
I thought this would be kind of fun. So that's the reason I picked it up for that price.
What number is it?
This is 104, I believe.
Yeah, but you know what, Rick? I mean, it's like when I pick up books, it's because I want to read them because I love comics.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, if I can afford it, I'm not here to resell it. I'm not here to. I just kind of want to read.
It's 199. It's 1971.
Ah.
I'm checking it out. I'm checking completed items, so we see what people pay. People pay about. I'm seeing low end $3, high end $6. So $5's in the zone.
I would say this is about $3 with the amount of wear and tear on it. But yeah, I thought this would be interesting. A fun read, 1971.
Yeah. You're going to get the reader's enjoyment out of it. And you know what you pay for the most in an old comic? Jason knows the answer to that. What do you pay for the most with an old comic? Yep. He's got it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That nostalgic smell, man.
I am in the middle of the library. Hey,
1971.
Jason knows this. You've been down to Portland. Pal's Books.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Pal's Books. That's the smell. Pal's Books right there.
Smell, baby.
Burned a whole day in Pal's Books, yeah.
Oh, you could spend weeks in that place, man. It is a city block of used books.
Oh, I love it.
It's awesome.
Jason and I used to go to a place in Atlanta called the Book Nook, just south of Atlanta. And their thing was you get a long box, and as many comics you could stuff in that long box for $40. And they had, how many long boxes do you think were in there, Jason?
God, I don't
a couple
know.
Hundred?
Yeah, 150, 200 long boxes.
You just had the hours of it's like that. Jason found a copy of the Heroes for Hope, raising money for Africa comic, autographed by almost all the creators that he found in that shuffle. And it was like, what the hell?
Yeah, because it was a book I had when I was a kid. And I mean, it's not like worth a ton of money or anything, but for the nostalgic, I was like, okay, I threw it in there. I threw it in with everything else. And then I got home and I was going through it. I opened it up. I'm reading through there and I looked, and on the back where Archie Goodwin had written a piece of it, I was like, oh, it's got his autograph here. And then so I started flipping through and I was like, well, there's Chris Claremont signed it. And then Stan Lee had signed it. The first page. I was Jim Shooter. I was like, yeah, dang, man.
You still have that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was a find, sir.
That is great.
Find. Jason and I once did the math, and we discovered, like, if you pack that long box out just right, you could get it down to, like, 14 cents a comic, I think is what we were paying.
Yeah. I had stuff in there.
That long box was like, trying to hold itself together.
It was like Hulk's purple pants, man.
Yeah.
Just barely hanging on.
Oh.
All right, let's get to the DVDs.
Let's do it.
Jason, let's get to the DVDs.
These nuts.
There you go. Oh, goodness. Hang on. Cases
We are
so slippery.
I think he's got a few.
Uh-oh.
Fail.
No, why?
Man down.
Okay. Man, these are.
I do need to tell you guys this is really weird and surreal because late last night I was doing some editing, and while I'm doing some editing and working on my podcast stuff, I'm listening to you guys talk about Action Film Face Off. And then this morning I'm going out, and like as I'm driving around, I'm listening to the Long Box Crusade talk about Spider-Man and X-Men, and now I'm here.
It's an all Crusade weekend.
It's just hanging out with the Albrecht boys.
And maybe tomorrow I'm going to see some live stream, and wow, that's just a lot of Albrecht.
That's a lot of Albrecht for me. I gotta tell you.
We thank you for it, though.
We do.
I also listened to Crusader Chronicles today. For those of you who are watching this in replay, check out the Long Box Crusade on your favorite podcast catcher and listen to me and Jason talk about all kinds of stuff. And Pat, I think.
I laughed a lot. I laughed a lot listening to it, but I'm a narcissist, so
Yeah. All right. Let's start with 1980s The Lion in the Desert with Anthony Quinn. I hadn't heard of it, but it definitely has that epic feel, and plus it's like 3 hours long, so it's one of those.
So this is Lawrence of Arabia, but not, huh?
I guess so. 25th edition, 25th anniversary DVD edition. Oliver Reed, Anthony Quinn.
Good cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, how is that just not Lawrence of Arabia?
I don't know. I'll find out. I'll get back to you guys on it. This one looked really interesting to me because as I've talked about on Action Film Face Off with Jason, I've kind of gotten into sort of a Charlton Heston thing because I missed Charlton Heston. Like, he was very popular right when I was born. So I picked this one up called Will Penny. It's a Western. And I looked it up online. It's got some pretty strong and good reviews.
It's got Donald Pleasance in it.
It's got Donald Pleasance in it as well. Yeah. So I'm like, Donald Pleasance, Charlton Heston, good reviews. Let's find out. Right?
Oh, I see Hawkeye.
We're still trying to. I'm waiting on the sequel to that. Get it?
That is an amazing movie.
Yes,
love the music, love the cinematography. It just was. It's a thing of beauty.
Margot will eat the white man's heart.
The same friend of mine who's big on this. This is probably his favorite movie of all time. So I had never seen it until he showed it to me in about 2002-ish, I guess. We watched it together. And I did enjoy it. So now I own it for the low price of a quarter.
The last, 20, 30 minutes of that movie, there is no dialogue. It's just amazing.
And yet so much is communicated.
Oh, yes.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom.
What season is that?
1.
Oh,
this is my family and I have recently gone through and did an entire run of every episode, and we really enjoyed it. Season 1 is very much an oddball, though. There's no Christine,
right?
And there's no Mac,
right?
And Mac is like my favorite character on the series, and I don't think he shows up to like season 3.
Yeah,
he kind of is he's a little bit of the neutral center.
Yes.
Of the show, he's more of the everykind stand-in. With
I like to say he plays the audience. Like, he's like you. If you were actually there, you'd be like, "This is it's kind of nuts."
Gino says that Marky Post is smoking the room up.
Oh yeah,
he likes him some Marky.
Oh
Post.
yeah,
he doesn't show up until season 2 or 3, like at tail end of 2, I think. I don't remember.
She was a good looker.
And John Larroquette just. He plays that character, Dan, so well.
Great cast on that.
Yes, indeed.
Gung it in. Ooh,
Julie and I watched that not too terribly long ago. That's a great movie.
That's a great movie.
I watched it for the first time about a year ago.
Yeah,
and I was entertained. By the way, Jason, you told me on a previous episode I showed Treasure of Sierra Madre. You said you'd seen that, and we watched that the other night. What a good movie! Wow, that was really good.
Yeah, they were showing it at the Cinema Classics, and Julie and I went to see it probably about 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, I would say when I popped it in, when I pulled it up on my Plex, and it was like 2 hours and 5 minutes. I was like. It's going to be one of those, but then it was so engaging and everything was so interesting that it just flew by. I really liked it.
It's a good story
and so simple. It's just, how does gold change people? How does finding treasure change people? I've never seen this comedy. I've known nothing about it.
Nope.
What's in it? Let's see here.
19 something, made in the 1900s.
Nice.
76.
The
Ritz, starring Jack Weston, Rita Moreno, Jerry Stiller.
Okay.
You gotta love Jerry Stiller. Rest in peace. I got nothing on it. I was just like, it's one of these
Never heard of
wacky,
it.
zany 70s comedies. And I was like, screw it. I'll give it a shot and take a look. Why
Yeah.
not? Anybody in the chat seen or know of the Ritz? I know if anybody would, it would probably be Lloyd or Genome. Hey, our cousin Cindy's in the chat.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
Hey, Cindy.
Hi, cousin Cindy.
She said she can't stay long, but saw us go live and wanted to say hi. That was very nice.
Oh, that was nice.
How about Cecil B. DeMille's The Crusades with Loretta Young? I don't know, but it looks
Cecil
awfully
B. DeMille.
Mm,
All
It's
right.
okay.
awfully classic to
Loretta
me.
Young.
Like
Yeah.
that art.
Yeah, art's beautiful in that.
Oh, I gotta. If I can even find my way to my mouse because I got so many dang DVDs here. Hang on, I'm about to have another DVD accident. The cases
DVD
are so slippery and shiny.
DVD nuts accident.
Exactly. I think Genome was right. Going back to Gunga Din. Cary
Oh,
Grant's
Cary-
underrated actor, not just a face.
Cary
He
Grant. was
definitely did a
fantastic.
great job in Treasure of Sierra Madre.
And
Badges? We don't need no stinky
We
badges.
don't need those badges.
now
Lloyd
I
came
know
in with
that that's the movie it came from.
Lloyd came in with a 5, I guess, for the Ritz.
I guess either the Ritz or the Crusades. This was the last thing we threw up, but all right. This is gonna be a bit of a theme. I cleaned them out on the old and rare westerns because
Okay.
frankly
I'll
they
just go ahead
sell
and
pretty well.
I'll put my cards over here then, because
Okay, so in Colorado Sundown with Rex Allen.
nope, never heard of it.
They had a whole slew of. If you remember, I did a bunch of old westerns.
Yeah.
In a previous episode. Buddy Roosevelt, Boss Cowboy. That's a cool title.
That looks like a boss cowboy, all right.
So
He's a boss.
these are always fun to watch because they're usually like an hour long. And then again, there are Western collectors out there who I'll make more than a quarter. Let's put it that way.
The estate sale I went to today, this guy had some Western themes. There were a few of those cowboy movies that were in there. I did not pick them up though.
You should always check the resale market, my friend.
I was on a time crunch, and
Hey, I understand.
the house was pretty full, and they were all for like $2 each. So I was like,
Yeah, $2 is kind of a risk when you're dropping a quarter.
Yeah.
Between Men with Johnny Mac Brown.
Well, that could just be dirty.
It's a certain clientele that's pretty excited about that one.
There's a whole new
Somebody's in the midst of saying, buy that, and like, oh, wait, it's a cowboy movie.
Oh.
There's a whole new definition of the term cowpoke.
And moving on. We got Hellhounds of the Plains. These have got great titles. You got to admit, that's a great title.
I did look up. I did look up for a second there. I was like, are you sure that's not a Sherlock Holmes one?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's a Sherlock Holmes title right there.
Hellhounds of the Plains. And
Back when
Geno's
they
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it on the board so they know what we're talking about. But yeah, back when they made all the cowboys look like vaudeville pantomime performers. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Lloyd is not impressed with any of these westerns. Not one bit. Another great title. Bulldog Courage.
Tim McCoy.
Tim McCoy.
He was born to be a cowboy with that name.
That name. Tim McCoy. All right. Let's see if I can get these real quick since we're in the Western vein. These are a set 7 volumes of Buffalo Bill Jr.
All right.
I don't know. 7 volumes.
I didn't know Buffalo Bill had a son, but
I
okay.
don't know. Apparently, it's a classic TV series. How do I know that? Because across the top of each one, it says classic TV series.
And they would not lie to you.
They wouldn't lie to me.
They would not lie to you.
What do y'all know about Buffalo Bill Jr.? I'm talking to people in chat. Lloyd gave it a 6, so that's an improvement.
Okay.
You know,
He likes
knows
the
a lot
title
about
at least.
these
Yeah.
things. Lloyd's a fellow big-time yard sailor and collector, so yeah, he's got a good lead bead on a lot of these things.
Good.
Well, according to, as they call the Tribune, IMDb, there's not that much about that. There's 2 seasons, 1955, 1956.
Well, at the time the Sherlock Holmes series was on, Jason, that we cover on Saturday Matinee Theater.
That's right.
You would be watching on perhaps another channel. Buffalo Bill Jr.
Looks like
Bill Jr.
7.5 out of 10 stars is what the people on the internets give it. So
It's
there you go.
got to be decent.
Starring, you ready for it? ready for this, Jason? Right? Starring Dickie Jones.
Dickie Jones. Dickie Jones.
Gonna be a big star.
Okay, hang on a second here. This is interesting. I just clicked on him. He's known for the Avengers Age of Ultron soundtrack.
Clearly.
I'm curious and I want to go deeper, but I will get us off track here.
Well,
Genome cracking me up. Did Buffalo Bill keep living in his basement? Well,
Wrong story.
Wrong movie.
Put the dog in the basket.
Puts the lotion on its skin.
Or else it gets the hose again.
Speaking of Tim McCoy, Code of the Cactus. These are the best titles ever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here you go. Here's Dickie Jones from that. He sang the song "I've Got No Strings."
Dickie Jones, I've got no strings guy.
That's where it's at. Wow.
You got to stick to the Code of the Cactus. Going back.
Weird thing that's there.
Everybody, stop what you're doing and welcome Courtney Hall into the chat. Welcome back, Courtney. She's our biggest fan. Courtney asked us a deep question, Jason, that we will answer on tomorrow's live stream. For anybody listening or watching in the rewatch, we have a live stream tomorrow, not on this channel, but on the Long Box Crusade channel, where we're going to be doing some comic book trivia. And Courtney would like us to answer the following question, Jason. How does one start a podcast? So that is going to take up a good 45 minutes of tomorrow's episode. But I promised her that we would give her some answers on that tomorrow. So
first, you get a couple of cans
and a piece of string.
It starts with an idea.
Okay, I think we're done with Westerns. Although I do want to show this. It's not technically a Western, but it's of the era. Jason, I showed these to you in text already. Captain Gallant and the Foreign Legion is a TV show that starred Buster Crabbe, a.k.a. Flash freaking Gordon.
Flash.
I got volumes 1 through 4, and I got to tell you, I'm kind of excited about that because of our Flash Gordon, our Flash Gordon run. So I'd be interested. Lloyd, what do you think of that? You got anything on Captain Gallant and the Foreign Legion with Buster Crabbe? It looks kind of cool to me, but I do, even though I do mock your scores, I do trust your scores for the most part. Qualifiers, folks.
Legion.
Yeah, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, and of course you have to look at the co-star. Buster Crabbe and
Fuzzy Knight.
Wow. We did not hire on looks or skill. We hired on names. Names alone.
Lloyd says it's a 5, right down the middle. Man, I got to think if it's got Buster Crabbe in it. Starts out at a 6, man.
Seems reasonable to me.
But anyways.
7.6 stars on IMDb. Take it as you will.
Ooh.
Woo.
All right, so I bought this, I think, strictly for resale.
He thinks that means he really likes it.
No, it's called Tales of the City, and I saw that it sold for about, this box set sells for about $25.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
I dropped 50 cents on it. It's apparently a miniseries starring Olympia Dukakis.
Okay.
I don't know. And in my research, it looked like they kind of did a Tales of the City. This was like right around 2000-ish, and then they did like another one in like 2006, and like it's sort of like a miniseries that kind of pops up over time. Anyway, it's a resale. I saw it sold for about $25. I got it 50 cents. That's that.
Sure.
I'm not going to dedicate enough time to it. I'll watch any movie, but a miniseries? No, man. I got time
to draw that line somewhere. Yeah.
Unless it's got Buster Crabbe in it, I'm out. You know. Speaking of my Charlton Heston, sort of filling in the blanks, Midway with Charlton Heston.
That's a good movie.
That's a classic.
Looks like James Coburn is also in it. I see him on the back cover.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it, so why not?
I'll give it a 7.
Why not?
I liked it better than the recent one I went to see.
Oh, I haven't seen either one. Haven't seen either one. Let's see. I've heard of this movie but never seen it. Dark Victory with Bette Davis. I don't know.
She got Bette Davis eyes.
That she does.
There it is.
I don't know. I've never seen it. It seemed classic enough for me to check out. Probably will snag me a couple bucks on them interwebs. You know the deal.
Yeah.
How about John Wayne and Susan Hayward in Reap the Whirlwind?
I've heard of it.
Oh,
But
I'm
I've
sorry.
never
The
seen
Wild
it.
Wind. I said it wrong. The Wild Wind.
Reap the Wild Wind.
I've heard of that, but I've never
seen it.
You got me.
Also has Ray Milland, Paulette Goddard.
Looks like a young John Wayne too.
Cecil B. DeMille film. I don't know.
Yeah. Got a lot of Cecil B. DeMille.
I don't know. Let's see.
Lloyd gave that one a 4, I believe.
It's a 4.
It's a 4. There.
Well, Courtney liked the Dark Victory one because of Betty Davis.
All right. Jason, I recently covered Desperado on the most recent episode.
Yes, you did.
I got the sequel, Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
I want to say I've seen that, but it's been too long.
I've seen it a couple times.
I've seen it a couple times as well, but it's been a long time since I've seen it.
Desperado is still my favorite, but Johnny, what's his name, was pretty good in this one.
I need to rewatch.
Yeah.
John Depp.
I need to rewatch Desperado because just listening to you guys talk about it, I was like, I have fond memories of that. I'm gonna go back to like, ooh, maybe.
Yeah, it's a fun film. You can just leave it right at that.
It's a 90s film. We'll say that.
Speaking of which, is a movie I've never seen. I remember the previews for Love Potion #9.
Ooh.
Sandra Bullock and the guy from Memphis Belle, the co-pilot. Co-pilot from Memphis Belle, also the voice of Hercules in the Disney's Hercules movie.
Oh,
okay.
It's a 4.
It's a 4.
It's a 4.
You've seen it, Rick?
Yeah.
Okay. I never did see it. It looked kind of like a fun, charming movie when I saw the previews back when I was in high school, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I bought this one because I was like, I kind of always wanted to see that, and it's a quarter. So
you know what? Fine. Yeah.
I may come back to it.
You're gonna hate yourself. You aren't gonna hate yourself.
All right. I may end up hating you though, because you let me do it. Rick, why'd you let me watch this movie?
Why am I watching this movie? Oh, Sandra Bullock.
All right. 2 Blu-rays and a DVD left to go, and we'll be done for today. Let's start with this. I'm pretty happy about this one because I'm not a big John Wayne guy, but I really like this one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
It's good. It's good.
I'm 60 years old. I've had my back broken twice, my hip broken once, and on the worst day of my life, I can still beat the hell out of you.
He nailed it. Very, very good movie.
But Jason, what's the line before that?
No, I don't know.
What makes you say that? Excellent. You can't go wrong, guys. Come on.
Oh,
give it up.
Yes,
give it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness. Courtney says, fun fact, she's been out of high school for 20 years. I've been out of high school now for 25 years.
31 years.
Hey, and I intentionally saved the best for last. Lloyd, I need you to get ready to hit the following combination of keys, 1 and 0. 1 and 0, because you are not going to pass up for 25 cents.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's the score, but we're going to go ahead and say, I don't have the doubles. I don't have the doubles there.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, James Bond. Whenever I see James Bond, I pick it up. Usually we do like giveaways on the Honor Majesty Secret podcast. So that will probably end up being a giveaway. And thank you, Lloyd. Did give it a 10. Courtney gave it a 9. I'll let that slide. Courtney.
All right. Well, we'll let it slide this time, Courtney.
And Genome chimed in when we were talking Guns of Navarone, said that a little known fact is that David Niven is a top-notch audiobook performer. Very cool.
Very nice.
Very cool. That about does it. So, thinking back on the, the retro cell phone or the books or the CDs or the DVDs or the Blu-rays or the toys, what was your favorite item from today's episode? We'll start with Jason.
I got to say, I think the one that I would be most interested in just personally is the Battlestar Galactica series collection. I think that's That's enticing to me.
I liked it too. Again, I paid a little more, but I mean, $10 for all that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. You
Yeah.
know, again, I'm gonna get entertainment out of it, and then I will resell it and make some money.
You'll make some money back. Yep.
Yeah.
What about you, Rick? What did you like today?
I was thinking back on it all. I gotta say, the Night Court season 1. The only sad part is it's just season 1. I wanted the rest of them as well.
If they had them, I would have got them.
But I definitely that's actually a show that I want to revisit at some point in time. I want to go through and watch all those again.
I know a guy who has all of them digitally. You know,
I need to talk to that guy.
The really weird thing about Night Court is how it ended. It never really got a final episode.
No,
it just kind of ended. I think it was a surprise to all involved that the show was done because its final episode has no finality to it. It's just like any other episode.
Back in the day, I just remember watching Cheers and Night Court. That was kind of like was it.
That was the 1-2 punch on a Thursday night?
I think so, yeah. But that was back in the day when I was younger, I know that Night Court was always funnier. But then now I've been watching Cheers and I've seen a couple of Night Court episodes here and there going, Cheers is the better show.
Different strokes, different folks. I give a split down the middle. As
I've grown older, I found that I've enjoyed Cheers more.
Yeah.
And that Night Court is a little bit more of, and this is not necessarily negative. It's more of the juvenile humor.
No, I think it's fair.
Whereas Cheers, it had some different
Cheers
layers
is about growing up and growing old. You know,
yeah,
and it's like, you know, I recently watched through the whole series of Cheers, and I mean, it's interesting because I hadn't really watched it since I was a kid, but then it's like, man, there's still a lot of heart, and the jokes are still hold up, man. There's still some really good laughs in that. Having said that, I haven't gone back to revisit Night Court, so I can't really compare the two, but I did enjoy me some Cheers.
I think you're onto something because I recently went back and did all 9 seasons of Night Court with my family, and Jordan was really into it, and Jordan's 14.
Yep.
So I think you guys are right. I think it is more of a sophomoric humor, but in a really good way, not in a negative way. Than Cheers. I could definitely see Cheers being more of a grown up comedy.
Yeah, there's just some of the stuff is just a little bit higher brow, higher level, but it's still both good series.
Lloyd chimed in to say that he gives us Hall an overall score of 8, and Night Court DVDs was his favorite. Genome said that you gotta love Code of the Cactus.
Yeah, you got to stick to the Code of the Cactus.
If we're going strictly by titles, Code of the Cactus is definitely up there.
I don't know. Between Two Men is there too. So
between men, that you know, whatever your tastes are is fine with me. It's all good. And apparently, Courtney would like to ask us one question before we leave. Who's your favorite agent on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I haven't watched that in a while.
I like Coulson a lot, but I think I'd have to go with Mac. I really like Mac.
Mac. Yeah, Mac is cool. He wasn't in season 1, though, was he?
No,
I don't think he was. A little bit later.
He came in later. Because what's funny is I really liked... oh crap! His name is Phil. He ended up being like the betrayal, but like season 1, you didn't know that.
The main,
like the handsome guy,
yeah,
whatever the heck his name was. I liked him at first. I was like,
I got tired of that entire plot. I was like, going, is he good or bad? What?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
At one point in time, I'm like, it's not worth it. Let's just move on.
Lloyd's all in with Daisy. By the way.
Daisy's a good one too. They're all good characters,
but I think Mac. I'm choosing Mac for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Mac for Night Court. It's
nice.
Just going, and then if I have to select a knife, probably Mac the knife.
Mac the knife, yeah.
If I'm going for lunch
if you're going to go lunch, Mac.
McDonald's sounds good.
Get a Big Mac. Yeah.
Of all the large truck manufacturers, I'd probably go with Mac.
Mac, yeah.
I was waiting for you to say large truck manufacturers. I go with Peterbilt.
Yeah. What? No.
No.
Want a good fighter plane? A McDonnell Douglas?
McDonnell Douglas would probably be good.
When you're going out shooting later today, are you going to use your Mac 10?
My Mac,
Yeah.
full Chuck Norris with my Mac 10s. Yeah, it's funny. We did a couple Charlton Heston movies today, but I just recently discovered I'm Charlton Heston deficient and I'm Chuck Norris deficient. But I've been fixing both of those. It's both kind of big name actors that I never really watched anything, and also I haven't watched much John Wayne.
I've seen Cowboys a lot. That's
one I have seen. I remember liking it.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is older John Wayne being late in his career. And I just remember it's basically him with actual training boys to be cowboys, a group of young men.
Yeah, helping them grow up. Yep.
So cool stuff. Cool stuff. Well, that was fun. I'm going to look forward to heading out to my man cave where I have the retro VCR hooked up, and Jordan was like, I've never seen or heard of that. So I'm going to bring Jordan and Jay out. We're going to watch 28 minutes of Quick Draw McGraw cartoons today.
Nice.
And that'll be that. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and chipping in with your 2 cents. Genome, Lloyd, Courtney, our cousin Cindy. I'm sure I missed somebody. I know Burner Account was here. If I missed you, I apologize. But thanks for everybody who came in and chatted in the chat. This is the only show I do kind of 2 shows. This is my art show. This show, I've actually gotten email from people who say they like 2 separate emails, 2 different people that like to watch this show. They may not be able to be here live, but they come back because they like to look at the yard sale finds. And I thought that was nice. So thank you to those people. You know who you are if you're watching this replay. Thanks to Jason and Rick for being here. Rick, go ahead and let's get this everybody the same size. Rick, go ahead and plug where people can find you on the internet, and then Jason will let you plug for where they can find you. Go ahead, Rick.
Well, me and my fellow cowboy, Jeff, we do a little show called Unpacking the Power of Power Pack, where we talk about the most underrated comic from the 80s, Power Pack. And you can find us at Jeff Rick Presents, or you can find us on Twitter at Jeff Rick Presents, Unpacking the Power of Power Pack. But just any little podcatcher you've got, Unpacking the Power of Power Pack. And coming soon to a Long Box Crusade network near you will be the monthly Monday movie Muckabout, where I get some people and we talk about some movies that they have never seen, and we have them watch the movie and discuss it over a nice bag of virtual popcorn.
Nice.
Oh, I got to jump in. My son Jordan, kind of one of the careers that he's genuinely thinking about. He's 14, but he likes to cook. And last night he made a bag of popcorn, and what he likes to do is add things to make it exciting.
Okay.
Last night he put in just some pepper, and some olive oil. Shook it up. Oh man, I don't know if I can have non-olive oil popcorn from now on. It was so good.
I may try that.
Little olive oil and pepper was, it was good. I loved it.
Yeah, you add olive oil to just about anything. It's good. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I passed on a DVD today that I wanted. They had the Popeye DVD, Robin Williams. Speaking of olive oil. But they wouldn't come off $3. And I was like, okay. I wanted it for $1.
Fair enough.
But I was like, movie that made me happy from my childhood that I haven't seen since my childhood, so it may not hold up for all I know.
Nostalgia. Keep it in the nostalgia box and just
I saw it was playing on one of the, I don't remember if it was like Showtime or HBO or something, but I did see it that I could watch it, and I was like, man, I haven't seen that in a while, and I was thinking about watching it again. Afraid I might have my heart broken though. I watched the Legend of the Lone Ranger again, and I was like,
yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that one doesn't hold up from our childhood. I haven't seen it though.
Boy, it could have been so much better.
Bummer. Well, anyway, Jason, where can they find you on the internet?
Oh, you can find me at Weasel Skull on Twitter or Jason Albrick on Facebook and Instagram. And then, of course, I'm with the Long Box Crusade Network. Just look for us, subscribe to that, and you'll get all the Weasel Skull you want and more, more.
And more. Awesome. And, of course, I'm Jarrod Albrick, the Art Sale Artist, currently streaming on YouTube and Twitter via Periscope and Facebook. Please give this video a like if you haven't already subscribed to the Yard Sale Artist channel on YouTube. I'd really appreciate it if you did. And we'll be back just either drawing pictures or more yard sale stuff. So thanks everybody for being here, and we will catch you next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.